Stephen A. Smith done pissed everybody off again. Stephen A. Smith and Josh Hart been going back and forth because of Stephen A. Smith comments about Mikal Bridges. He's saying that Knicks gave up too many draft picks and Mikal Bridges ain't living up to it. He's not balling like he should be. Now a lot of fans are calling Stephen A. Smith out, saying he nitpicking because the Knicks are like 9-3 in their last few games. Stephen A. Smith argument is, yeah, the Knicks are winning, but every team they beating is below 500. Josh Hart like, look, be quiet. You're a part-time Knicks fan. You don't know the players like you think you know them, and just kick back. Stephen A. Smith not having it. He got on his bully. Stephen A. took to his podcast and said some things to Josh Hart that got everybody upset. And I kind of agree with him.
I love how people ignore the resume. Fine. I just love how people ignore the resume. Let me say this about myself. So I spent 20 years covering the NBA, and I'm on the road and in locker rooms for over 100 games a year. Damn near 120 games a year when you take into account the playoffs and the multitude of locker rooms that I have to go into. And because my success on television has me in studio, and I'm not there at the games the way that I used to be, and as a result, I'm not going to know the players the way that I used to know the players. I don't know shit. Really? Well, what about 99% of the sports commentators and pundits on television and radio and on newspapers and .com sites and podcasts all over the country, if not the world? Do they have to know you?
Let's take into account that Josh Hart is protecting Mikal Bridges because Stephen A. Smith was saying the New York Knicks gave away too many draft picks for Mikal Bridges to be playing the way he's playing. Josh Hart's response was, this is the role that he has. He's not asked to go out there and shoot 15, 20 shots. This is the role he has. So just keep that in mind.
What did I say about the New York Knicks that requires me to know anybody? First of all, you don't know who I know. Secondly, you don't know who talks to me. Thirdly, you don't even know how close I am to the people that cut your checks, Josh Hart.
What was the point of saying that? Are you threatening to getting fired? I really don't get that, bro. That's like you having a debate with somebody and they like, bro, I know the niggas that pay you. Like, what you trying to say? You trying to sun me? Like, are you trying to say that you beneath, like, nigga, I know your bosses. Like, okay, like, bro, like, I don't know, like, Stephen A. I seen a comment that said, people been letting Stephen A. Smith run around sports media like a mob boss, and now they getting mad. And the shit he's saying, like, I'm a Stephen A. Smith fan, love Stephen A. Smith, but comments like this make you feel like he getting a little ahead of himself, man. Like he getting a little too big for his bridges, man. Like, hold down, SA.
You know, clearly you haven't done your homework. But that's neither here nor there. Because I like Josh Hart. I got news for you, Josh Hart. I like Mikal Bridges, too. I think Mikal Bridges can play. I think he deserved every penny of the $150 million he got. What I'm upset about is the 7 picks that were given up to get him. Because those are assets that you could have had with you and Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson and the crew in order to win a championship. You know how I know what I'm talking about, Josh Hart? Because you are 31 years of age. I'm 27 years older than you. And I've been a Knicks fan since I was 3. Josh Hart, that would happen to be 19 years. I'm sorry, 24 years before you were born. You're a Knick now. Were you always a Knick? Weren't you a member of the Los Angeles Lakers? I was a Knicks fan then. Weren't you a member of the New Orleans Pelicans? I was a Knicks fan then. Weren't you a member of the Portland Trailblazers? I was a Knicks fan then.
This is where I do agree with Stephen A. Smith. I believe that the athlete needs to appreciate the fan more. I really believe that because the athlete, and sometimes the media too, coaches too, but a lot of times with the athlete, they like discredit the fan, like the fan don't matter. The fan is the core of this. The athletes can be replaced. The coaches can be replaced. You cannot replace the fans. If the fans decide that they don't want to indulge in your sport no more, then your sport doesn't exist no more. If Stephen A. Smith decides he don't want to do sports media no more, somebody else will do it. If Josh Josh Hart decides he don't want to play basketball no more, somebody else will do it. But if your fans decide to say we don't want to be fans no more, then what do you have? You feel what I'm saying? So I do believe that players discredit the fans, and like Stephen A. Smith said, bro, when you was playing for the Lakers, when you was playing for New Orleans, I was a Knicks fan. I've been here before you was born. I was a Knicks fan. My opinion matters, and y'all gotta. And I believe like the players gotta stop acting like the fans' opinion don't matter. Because if the fans collectively decide to stop supporting y'all, don't nothing exist no more. It's over with.
And when you're long gone from being a New York Knick, I'll still be a Knicks fan. I'm not satisfied because the New York Knicks haven't won a championship since 1973. What year were you born in? 1995. The Knicks haven't won a championship since for 22 years before you were born. We haven't been to the finals since you were 3 years old, 4 years old. So when I see an opportunity slipping away from the New York Knicks, I'm sorry if I'm not courtside with Spike Lee wearing my Knicks blazer, cheering y'all on. It's usually because I'm working, bro.
Now, like I said, many people are saying Stephen A. Smith is taking it too far. He think he more important than the players. But I look at it as, yeah, he do be talking that high power shit, but he's just a disgruntled fan. Like he a disgruntled fan, like he say his team ain't won in however long, and so like he just mad about it. But at the same time, you can't be telling no grown ass man to be quiet, or you don't know who I know, or I know the niggas that I know the people that cut your checks. Like, come on, man, let's keep it respectful. But get in the comments and tell me what you think. Do you think Stephen A. Smith is going too far, or do you think Josh Hart is being a little too sensitive? But anyway, this was another one like the other one. I am Mega. I'm up out of here.